First of all, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to come here today and read to you something that my dad wrote. As I grew up, I knew he was in the Navy, but I really didn't know what he had done in the Navy. And one day I said to him, "So Dad, what did you really do in the Navy?" Well, he sat down and wrote 7 pages worth of what he did in the Navy. So I've taken the liberty to type it because I can't read his handwriting, and I will tell you what he wrote to me. He started it off with saying, "John P. Broderick, BM, second class." I think that's boatswain's mate. U.S. Navy Reserves, 807-5155. April 21, 1943 to March 3, 1947. Boot camp training, Samson, New York, on Lake Geneva to get our shots and learn how to be sailors. Ha ha. Amphibious small boat training in Little Creek, Virginia to learn about the boats and how to operate them. Ha ha. Advanced amphibious training in Fort Pierce, Florida to learn how to hit the beach in surf and get out. No more ha-has. From Fort Pierce, I went back to Little Creek, Virginia, where a draft was formed. Then we were shipped to Lido Beach, Long Island, to wait for a ship. We went aboard ship, I think in September 1943. It took us 14 days to cross, and I was sick all the way. We landed in Liverpool with 100 cases of scarlet fever on board, 1 sailor, and 99 soldiers. We boarded a train at 12 midnight and went about 200 miles down to Saltash, where we were put up in private homes and under quarantine for 30 days. From Saltash, I was shipped to Instow, which is halfway between Barnstable and Bideford in North Devon. Barnstable, of course, is where I met your mother. Here we were formed into a small boat salvage crew and started our training on how to pull boats off the beach that got stuck, how to make minor repairs, and just what we could or could not repair. We also had to learn their tides over there because they ran very fast, both in and out. They also dropped a good 12 to 18 feet. We left Instow in our LCMs, landing craft mechanized, in late March or early April. We traveled along the southwest coast, stopping at small boat landing craft bases for a few days at a time to familiarize the boat crews with us and our style of salvage. We worked our way down the coast to Falmouth. We boarded a ship about June 3rd or 4th and then went to Normandy. I hit Utah Beach at 9 a.m., June 6, 1944. I was 19 years old. I did not take anyone into the beach. That was not my job. I was like a tow truck, only I rode up and down the beach looking for trouble. Then we'd go to work. I also acted as a tugboat for dumb barges. A dumb barge is a very large barge that ships would offload their cargo onto. The barges had no motors, so we would tow them to the beach for unloading. We slept in pup tents just off the beach. I left the beach on June 20th, 1944, my birthday. I was 20 years old, and we went back to England. Back in England, our group was broken up, and I was sent to Plymouth. At first, I worked at the Master of Arms office. This is like the base police. Then I was transferred to a speedboat to take messages out to ships that were leaving for home. I liked this job very much. Whatever your job was in the service, it was like the job outside the military. You reported for work at whatever time and worked to the end of your day. At night, if you had liberty, you went to town. But if you didn't, you made do on the base. The day after D-Day was spent on the beach in a foxhole, waiting for our boat to come in from England so we could start clearing the beach. Our boats, because of being salvage boats, had too much equipment in them and therefore were too heavy to be lifted on the large ships, so they had to cross the channel on their own power. They arrived at the beach D-Day plus 1 day in the afternoon. I was just short of 4 years in the Navy. I was sent home in late September or early October to be discharged, but I extended my enlistment and stayed in. It was the only way I could get back to marry your mother. When I got home, I got a 30-day leave. After that, I reported back to Boston, Master of Arms. From there, I went to New Orleans, Master at Arms. From there, I went to Norfolk, Virginia, and boarded a PCE, patrol craft escort. I was the leading, and please forgive me this, boatswain's mate? Boatswain's mate. Thank you very much. I can never say that word. From there, I was sent back to England by way of Bremerhaven and Bremen, Germany. I got back to London January 5th, 1946. I worked as a driver in an officer car pool in London for a while. Then I got a truck driver job for the Navy Post Office until I left late in November of 1946. Back in the States, I was assigned to Pier 92 Naval Station in New York City. All I did there was hang out for about a month and a half until they discharged me. At this time, I was told I could go home but wouldn't be officially out until March 3rd, 1947. He was then honorably discharged, and he ended it by saying, "Well, you asked for it, so there it is. Love, Dad."